supportive classmates, friends, and to our supportive and energetic teacher, good day and assalamu alaikum. So, before we start our presentation proper, we would introduce first ourselves. And I am ALRAISA MANGIGIN.
And I am Camaria Ali.
I am AZARUOK PAGRANGAN.
NORHANA SAROSONG.
So, before we start our presentation, I would show you first a motivational video about the facts, about what is happening in our environment nowadays.
Environment. Nowadays, people act without thinking the consequences. We all know how to protect the environment, but why we do not? The fact is, environmental problems are due to unlimited exploitation of nature by man, which has disturbed the delicate ecological balance between the living and non-living components of the biosphere. Pollution, an undesirable change in the physical, chemical, or biological characteristics of air, water, and soil that affect life to create a potential health hazard of any living organisms. Everyone in here can agree that all of these issues exist and that humans have caused them. Every one of us can do something to help slow down and reverse some of the damage. Now you know what happens to the world, and these are only some examples. Make something, not just watch.
Ever since this pandemic occurred, we are giving various problems.
As we all know, we have a big problem that we're facing right now.
And it is the biggest issue nowadays that according to scientists, we only have 4 to 5 years left to save the earth. That's why we came up to the idea that the topic we choose can help conserving the environment, entitled The Effectivity of Ginger and Vinegar as an Organic Insecticide. Since our environment is at stake because of pollutions, and one of these pollutions is on the air. If you haven't noticed that our planet is deteriorating because of this, and one of the causes is the pollutions that came from the insecticides and pesticides which have harmful chemicals. Yes, we all know that many insecticides and pesticides used today contains those harmful chemicals.
And to lessen the problem of air pollution, we are the researchers with this organic insecticide.
Yes, we knew that there are already some research study about this organic insecticide, but still we want to know and learn more about its effecting.
At this instance, we first know what is meant by an organic insecticide.
An organic insecticide is a pesticide that uses only natural component to kill bugs. In many cases, organic materials used to repel insects are also called organic insecticides. This is not a true insecticide, but rather a repellent organic insecticide can be made from a number of different materials.
The organic insecticide has the ability to repel different harmful insects but not repel or kill beneficial ones. So, we choose organic insect killer made out of ginger and vinegar to create an environment-friendly substance. The research plan has 7 chapters, and the first is the basic information. This part contains the basic information of the researchers, just like their complete name, their school and address, their learner reference number (LRN), and the struct and strandicate, and their complete home address. The second chapter of the research plan is the background of the study. It is a short presentation of basic concepts and information about the research topic. The third chapter is the objective and methods. In this section, it's cited here the long-term and short-term objectives or targets of your research work. The fourth chapter is the working framework. The fifth chapter is the assumption. This part contains the expected outcome of the study. The sixth chapter is the timetable. It is the simplified and detailed format in order for you to plan things out even more systematically and productively. The seventh chapter of the research plan is the list of references. It presents here the references that you used and the formulation of the research plan.
So let's move to what makes the ginger and vinegar as organic insecticide. And it is the short explanation of our topic or study.
Is the second chapter of the research plan, which is the background of the study. Ginger is one of the most important stems and one of the most treated spices in the world. Ginger has an antibacterial and antifungal properties with great potentials in fighting against common vegetable pests.
The famous 18th century Swedish botanist and general naturalist Carl Linnaeus coined gingiber, officially as the botanical name of gingers according to Tanner 1959.
Ginger is native to Southeast Asia but is now cultivated in all the tropical and subtropical regions of the world according to Fried 2011.
Ginger officinale and vinegar is made as an organic insecticide. Ginger is a tropical plant that was spread around the tropical world during the colonial days in Africa, Asia, or South America, and many hot spots between those continents. Locals have taken to using ginger to medicine and food. The entire ginger family is rich in oils that both kills micro-critters and stimulates the immune system to do the same. The ways it stimulates the body are many, and whether added to food or taken as medicinal tea. Ginger makes your body a little bit better and a little bit stronger and able to resist the damaging forces of a germ. The ginger is one of the materials that needed to make an organic insecticide, and since it can kill micro-critters, it is very useful in killing various insects. And the vinegar is the all-natural liquid. It's the one that kills the insects when made contact. Many insecticides are made today, and most of them contains toxic chemicals which can harm the environment. These products that we made is safe and good for our environment since it has no chemicals or toxic chemicals on it, It is cheap and easy to use and also easy to make.
At this moment, let's hear AZARUOK PAGRANGAN for his short discussion about the objectives and methods of our study, and then followed by Camaria for the working framework.
Objective and method. The objective, this study aimed to determine the potentials and gingers and vinegars as an organic insecticide, especially the study to know the following. Ito ang pag-aaralan at naglalayon na matukoy ang potensyal ng gingers and vinegars bilang sa organic insecticide. Ang pag-aaralan na alam mo ang mga sumusunod. Number 1, to know the effect of gingers and vinegar, organic insecticide, and the insect and fart. Alam mo ang epekto ng gingers and vinegars organic insecticide sa mga insekto at bahagi nito. Number 2, to know the number of insect killed by using the gingers and vinegars organic insecticide. So alam mo ang number of insect na pinatay gamit ang gingers and vinegars organic insecticide. Number 3, to determine the potentials and effect of gingers and vinegars organic insecticide. Tukuyin ang potential at epekto ng gingers and vinegars organic insecticide. Number 4, to test if it's effective. Sa pagsusuri kung ito ay mabisa. To produce the insecticide out of gingers and vinegars in order to create natural mixture this can kill insect. It's natural and cannot harm our environment unlike other insect killers which can harm the environment. Methods. The study used mixed methods of research because it's detailed to provide the summary of data and promote the knowledge and create understanding about this study. Ang pag-aaralan na ginamit sa pagkakahalo ng paraan ng research kasi ito yung details ng magbibigay ng summary of data at pag-promote ng kaalaman ng pag-unawa about this study.
In this working framework, we just made the model into two, but it's also the same. It is the entire process. First model is conceptual framework for concept and theory. Second is input process output model. The input of this study focuses on ginger and vinegar. Through chopping, crushing, and mixing, we obtain the output. After doing the process, we formulated a product which is an organic insecticide and it is ready for tasting.
And Ms. NORHANA SAROSONG will present to us the assumption of the study.
The following assumptions were made in this study. The sample was an adequate size to obtain valid result and the data obtained from the organic insecticide lacked skill were typical of people's responses. It was also assumed that the tests were valid measure of effectivity of the organic insecticide. Organic insecticide advertises its ability to enter mosquitoes and other insects to lay their eggs in a container, where they are then killed, effectively reducing the population in general area due to the fact mosquitoes and other insects usually stay in the area where they were hatched. This type of organic insecticide trap can be very effective. Organic insecticide has the ability to repel different harmful insects, but not repel or kill beneficial ones, and its safety around children and animals. Additionally, it was assumed that the instruments used to analyze data were valid, and the time frame where the study was adequate. Also, it can kill ants, flies, mosquitoes, snails, and cockroaches. That the insect will be killed and the plants will not get damaged and it will be insect-free.
So now, let's move to the Chapter 6 of the research plan, which is the timetable. In this section, it is a simplified and detailed format in order for you to plan things out even more systematically and productively. The timetable has 5 parts, and the first one is date, the second is the objectives, the third is the persons involved, and the fourth is the resources needed, and the last one is the output. And the timetable of our study is on April 6, 2022. Our objective is to gather basic information and suggest topic. So the persons involved is all the researchers, and the resources needed is yellow pad, pen, and smartphone. So the output is the compiled of the basic information, and the second is decided the topic, the third is encoded it to the WPS. On April 7, 2022, our objectives is to read books and articles about the initial topic. The persons involved that day is the team leader and Miss Ali. The resources needed is the internet access, smartphone, and search engine like Google and Wikipedia. So the output for that day is the list of references read, list of concepts and definitions of the topic. On April 9, 2022, our objective is to formulate background of the study, and the persons involved that day was all the researchers, and the resources needed is the list of references used and the list of concepts and definitions related to the topic. Our output that day is the draft of the background of the study. On April 10, 2022, our objectives is brainstorming about the objectives and methods of the study. The persons involved that day is the researchers and friends. The research needed is the internet access and messenger. The output is the list of objectives of the study and the methods of the study. On April 11, 2022, the objectives is to formulate assumptions and working framework. And the persons involved is the team leader. And the resources needed is books and print materials. The output that day is the formulated assumptions and working framework. On April 12, 2022, the objectives is to finalize the research plan of the topic. And again, the persons involved that day is only the team leader. And the resources needed is the print materials, WPS, and smartphone. And our output is the compiled research of the topic. So in the chapter 7 of the research plan is the list of references. In this section, we present here the references that you used in the formulation of the research plan. So that's all the presentation of our topic. Thank you for listening and good day and assalamu alaikum.